All right, here we go. It's Thursday, the something of March. Welcome to Barn Burner. It's Boom, it's the Rhettster, and where's Sicky? Where's Sicky Face? Where's Sicky Boy? I
Old
don't
sweat
see
hog.
him there. Yeah. See, I
Feel
thought
bad
with
for him.
the technology, you didn't have to go to work. You could do like I'm at home and you're at home. I thought he'd be able to at least muster up the energy to put a cell phone in front of his face, but maybe this is better.
I'll be honest. I was impressed that he did Afterburner and the show yesterday. But it's odd to think that after that much time, he should have been on the mend and feeling better. Now we should be
Yeah.
worried about him if he's that down and out. Send him some soup. We love soup. We should send him some
Some
soup.
people would be. You're right. Some people probably would be, and we maybe should be concerned. Yet here we are, chirping him.
Yeah, I didn't think about it till you brought it up.
Don't you go dying on me now, old Ryan. Busy show though. We got a lot to do. It's he'd just get in the fucking road if he were here. He'd be talking. Oh, did you hear about goalies in the first round? Just enough, right? So we got enough to do today. We've got giveaways to announce. One will be given away later today. One we will do right here on the program. We got Ask Rhett coming up. Hope you're ready. Hope you're caffeinated and feeling, feeling the juices up there, because there's some important stuff we got to get to today, Retro. Some people need some advice and some inspiration from you, and I know that
I did a triple shot of espresso, and I'm considering doing more. So let's roll. Roll time.
Beauty. An announcement. Two announcements. One of varying degrees of importance. They're both very important. But first up, the tickets for tomorrow. The Anaheim Ducks are coming to town to take on the Calgary Flames. 2-day break for the Flames after that big win against the Wild the other night. The Ducks, I got this was one of the games when we did our Top Shelf Elf Christmas campaign. The what was it? 25 the experience, whatever it was, the 25 tickets, 25 vouchers for hot dogs and drinks in the top shelf there. That's for the game tomorrow. So have fun, everybody. And I don't think those vouchers are good for the dome beers. But anyway, that's the game tomorrow. It's a big one. We are also going to have tickets to give away later on today on social media. Follow the FlamesNation social media. Follow ours. We'll have it out there. And by, we'll say 5 o'clock. EOD today, we'll pick somebody off of social media and hook them up with those tickets, courtesy of Mad Rose Pub. Suddenly, Retro, a big game. I had my doubts, quite honestly, for a while that Anaheim on a Friday would have your mouth watering at all, but yet here we are.
Yeah, must view game. Was not on your laundry list of accomplishments this weekend?
It was not. No. I have a lot to accomplish. That wasn't one, but special today, by the way, if you're going up, are you in the area, Rhett, for some Mad Rose? If you stop by for lunch today, they have a tuna salad wrap. They have a cream of Italian sausage and cheese tortellini soup. And all pasta dishes, if you don't want the special, all their pasta dishes, 25% off today.
Please don't say
just
pasta.
For you. Pasta. Carbs.
Pasta. I was at Nona's. She would be appalled with your pronunciations.
What did I say? Pasta?
Pasta.
Pasta, pasta.
Just say it like an Italian. Say pasta.
Hey,
does that?
Sure. 15 Royal Vista Place. Madrose.pub is the website. Great food, great people, great beers, and great soup and great pasta. Tickets coming up later today. The first announcement. We'll get it out of the way. We got to get right into it.
Do you have a drum roll?
No, don't need one. But this is... When did we started in October with this thing, with Barn Burner?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then Afterburner started in January. And then Rob Kerr came on board about a month ago, maybe not quite. We've got Nation Citizens, the show with Michaela and Princey. And it's not a new show, but we're adding to the family. We've been impregnated. Yeah, we have been impregnated. And we're adding another body to the lineup. I gotta tell you, I'll toot my own horn, but I've had
Well,
a hell of a season in the UFA department.
you're a great agent.
Hey,
You're a great
ladies and gentlemen.
representative.
Now here's what it is. He is going to be a FlamesNation or Nation Network correspondent, because it's hard to commit. We just don't know. But when there's talent available, I cannot resist. Ladies and gentlemen, newest correspondent for the Nation Network, Andrew Walker. Walks, buddy.
Wow.
Welcome to
Wow.
the show. Welcome to Barn Burner. Welcome to the family. Yeah. Back, baby. There he is. Look at him.
Look how handsome he
Look at
looks.
him, boy.
Wow.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you
When I
guys.
heard your
Yes.
voice, when I heard your voice earlier, this was not what I was expecting. I thought Pinder with old gross sicky pants was down and out, so you were gonna come on and fill some dead air for us. But this is really something.
It's yeah, I mean, this is it's like the week of the trade deadline. I know the day was a bit of a dud, other than the huge Stetcher deal, but it was like the week previous, man. All the studs were moving around.
Yeah,
Ryan O'Reilly
that's right.
and Patrick Kane.
So which are you? Are you Stetcher or Patrick Kane?
I'm the worst Richie. Whichever.
Wow, we're debating.
I don't know
which
which one it
worse.
is.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
I might
I've
take-
never been able to tell those guys apart. Like, same guy.
Well, one seems smarter than the other, and he's in friggin' Arizona right now. Anyway, so here's the thing. Do you want to what do you want to do? You want to clear anything? Do you want to say anything? Because we don't have to say anything other than you're just going to be working with us.
Yeah, you know what? So, I've been on with you guys, and you guys have been on with me. For the last calendar year, I've been doing the Hedge podcast up in Edmonton. It's been awesome. It's been a really fun year, but I am shutting down the Hedge podcast, which has been presented by Boston Pizza. I'm still presented by Boston Pizza, but after a great year to pursue some other things, kind of for the first time outside of media. So it just worked out that I can take some time. It frees me up to do other things. So being a correspondent for FlamesNation and spending a little more time with you guys, it enables me to do that. So tomorrow is the last ever episode of the Hedge podcast. I know a lot of your listeners have caught the odd episode of the Hedge over the last little while. Former Blue Jay pitcher Marco Estrada is going to chat baseball tomorrow. He's going to be the last ever guest, and then yeah, it's on to other things, including Barn Burner.
I was thinking Marco Scutero. What was the Marco? Was he the one? Were you guys chanting his name while there was a dead guy on the field, or how did that work in Seattle?
No, that was Mark DeRosa in San Diego, and totally different.
Okay.
And again, the genesis of that story has evolved over the years, much like you getting thrown out of the Cowboys tent with one hand on your belt loops. Yeah.
So
no,
what was
Marco Estrada was
Uh-huh.
the pitcher that in 2015, he had the devastating changeup, and he won game, whatever it was, 4 of the ALCS, and was one of the greatest playoff performances of all time. And anyway, he's a great guy.
Was he the one that
Almost
was with the what's her name?
No.
Don't worry about it. That's for later. That's for the
No.
pre-show. That's for the pre-show.
I don't think there was any.
So, you had incredible guests. Your studio, the quality of the show and everything was great. How do you feel now as you walk away? Are you disappointed? Are you relieved? How would you kind of characterize the year or so that you did the Hedge?
You know what? When I've been in media for almost 20 years, which is kind of crazy to think about. And it was over a decade at Sportsnet with you guys, and Toronto, and then Vancouver. And, partly was COVID, and partly, the industry has changed, as it's why you guys are doing what you're doing. But when Sportsnet unceremoniously kind of turfed me in Vancouver, I'll admit I said the right things, but it was really hard. It was hard mentally. It was, we always talked about this with Rhett, leaving hockey. It's a bit of a loss of identity. You don't know what to do with yourself. I'm still, proud of my ability. So why weren't the job offers coming in? I wasn't ready to walk away because Sportsnet told me that you're done. So I started this, and it was a good year. I had a lot of fun. I got some stuff out of my system, and I don't know, long term if it was a sustainable career for me. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but I had some other opportunities, like I said. So I feel like being able to, walk away from the daily media thing, but on my own terms, not on anybody else's terms, made me feel a lot good. But it was a tough couple of years, and it took as you guys know, a shit ton of work to get it all set up and sell it and sponsorship, and you're booking the show and you're hosting the show, and I really enjoyed it. But I feel like it's a nice time to walk away, after a calendar year. So not relieved, a little sad, but definitely in a better spot than I was when I had to leave my previous show. That's for sure.
Rhett's whole thing all the way along was there's a different way to do this. We like what we're doing, but we don't have to do it like this. There are other ways that are easier and might be better. And I hate to say it, but as time passed, it's like, well, he's probably right. You don't need to do 4 hours if you have 2 hours of things to talk about, or if you don't have to do, you know what I mean? You're in such a box. And why do you do it this way? Well, it's just the way it's always been done. And we never asked why, or could we do it differently? We just did it because was the way it always was. And I mean, we do this now, Retro. And I think even still, I think between now and by even next month, things will be changing for us, but we're getting a little closer, right, to where we want to be as far as doing it the way we feel it should be done.
You're right. I always wondered why we do things the way we did them. And the status quo, well, because that's how we do it, was always an awkward one for me. And I think it was October. We're finding our feet. We're figuring it out. I fully believe it'll get better and improve. And not to say I'm disappointed with anything or how it's gone so far. So I just think there's so much more opportunity and ways to reach people and entertain them and get them involved and maybe create a little bit of enjoyment and fun for people. There's lots of way to go about it. And walks, I always told you not to move to Toronto, idiot. Like, you should have stayed.
Well, Toronto wasn't the mistake. Vancouver was the mistake.
No, Toronto's a mistake because I dislike all things Toronto.
But I want to mention, like, with the hedge, though, the thing is, though, I was mom and pop, right? I was your corner store, and then along comes the Nation Network, which is, you guys are Walmart, so when Walmart came in, it really took up the space, and little guys like me, I just have no choice but to close up shop,
Yeah.
Pushed you out, huh?
You know what? I'm sitting in sweatpants.
All you care about are your third quarter profits.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is the big time. So
quit clicking.
You're in Edmonton. We know that the friggin' Oilers are going to the playoffs. Flames are going to do their damnedest here. And we want you involved. Everybody wants the sarcastic player profile. And we've been trying to kind of figure this out behind the scenes, but because of it involves other people and there's technical things, but I'm thinking be damned what it looks like or sounds like. Let's just get some semblance of it going again. It doesn't need to be every game, but kind of to all of that, let's do it our way and let's have some friggin' fun with it. Some of the best days that we had were in that stupid, dumb, tight little studio up in the Northeast, sitting with friggin' Warner and his long arms. The three of us, it looked like we are right now on the screen, just friggin' wedged right in side by side in a room with no windows, hot and gross in there.
And so much asbestos.
Oh yeah.
So much asbestos. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let's just want to have some fun. There's no schedule, there's no roadmap, but we're just going to get you on. And I know the guys in Edmonton would love to have you on. You're already there, so we're going to get some Walker back in our lives.
How did you decide to say it's a correspondent? Is that like
Well, it's like on the Daily
an
Show, right?
important word? Yeah.
They would go to he's our sports or I don't know. It won't always be sports. I have a feeling that there will be some other things that'll come up. Remember, that's stupid. He'll just need to rant every once in a while. So we'll just go to our correspondent. He'll talk about grocery stores and gas stations and then leave in a huff, and we'll move on with our day. That's just probably how it's going to end up going. And I'm fine for that. I'm here for that. It's all good.
Yeah, it's a reporter at large. Like the thing is, this is now a passion play for me, and hanging out with you guys and coming on once in a while. Now I have a real job. I got to work in the. Well, you know me. I mean, I've always been blue collar at heart, and I've always wanted to work with my hands, and I'm a man's man, and so I'm in that world, and this will be. But you guys always knew that about me, so.
Yeah, we sure did.
I could tell by your fancy haircut that you're very.
Always knew that about you. Do you remember the last show we did together before you made that mistake and went to Toronto? You remember which one it was?
Yeah, because you were on holidays. I did my last show by myself at Kelly Rudy's golf tournament at Copper Point with no light. I'm sitting there in the dark in the mountains, classic Fan 960. Like I'm sitting there on the patio, pitch black, and I'm talking to myself. And then after the show, I hightailed it and drove across the country. Yes, that was the last show. I don't remember the last show I did with you.
The last show we did together was in Okotoks at the ballpark. You sat down and interviewed Roberto Alomar.
That's right.
Before he was canceled.
That's
right. and you know what?
That guy.
Go ahead.
I got an Alomar Hall of Fame jersey. Like I can't even wear anymore, lest I be ridiculed and canceled myself.
Well, yeah, we got autographed baseballs from him that day. My dog has it out in the backyard as a chew toy. Honest to God, I saw it out there in the fall. It's like, oh man, an autographed Roberto Alomar baseball. Well, yeah, I'll put it on display, I guess.
Well, it's amazing. And listen, I know I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but people get torn down in this day and age for not a whole lot, but for whatever happened and whatever he did. Like they banned him from baseball. Like God, like the last guys to get banned from baseball were like the 1919 Chicago White Sox that threw the World Series. Like Ty Cobb pistol whipped a guy to death, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Like they took his name down from the Blue Jays level of excellence, and like he's like, yeah, that's probably fair, and just disappears. I'm like, my God, what did you do?
I don't think he was a good person. Apparently,
no.
Apparently. I mean, I have a couple ideas, but I don't know.
Yeah. But that day I remember Retro because we were doing the show. It was a Blue Jay thing, obviously. That's why he was there, and they were doing something at Siemens Stadium. But we were doing the show, and Walks needed to be like friggin' what's his name, Kyle Dubas in that one picture where he's got two cell phones up to his friggin' head. He had TSN in Toronto on one phone, and he had Sportsnet on the other. It's like, oh, hey, what's up? Oh, okay, yeah, well, maybe I'd work with him. Yeah, he was a big deal, just juggling offers in the big smoke. You should have seen it. And there I am sitting in the press box watching my buddy. Don't care about me. Moving off to Toronto, all Johnny Big Time. It's okay, Walks. Just leave us.
No, I do remember that. Hey, man, you only get to be. Rhett knows this. You only get to be a UFA once, right? And business is business.
That's right.
I don't know. My wife's annoyed with me. It's possible I get to try it again.
Really? Back in the market?
the life
RFA
UFA,
or full UFA. Yeah, that's right. All right, Walks. We'll let you get after it. I'm excited to have you. I'm disappointed.
No, that's
for you.
it. I thought we were.
Well, we can keep going.
We
can keep going. I thought you had don't you have a show to do or something? What time is it?
You know what? I have nothing booked. I got to tape it here in the next hour. I got no guests. It's a shame why it's not working out.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it.
Give it time.
Friggin' Marco Scudero tomorrow and no one today. Got to spread the high price talent out.
Marco Estrada. Although, you know,
Right,
I'll be honest, I probably shot a little high. Like I wanted my last week to, people I really liked and guests I liked. And so I won't name names because but it's this like, it's a guy that I was pretty sure would join me today. And he's not a great friend, but he's just someone in the industry. He's a bigger name, but I just really admire. And so I sent him this nice email, this nice note. I'm like, hey, I was like, I haven't, really bothered you over the last year or whatever, but, I'm stepping away from the whole podcast thing on my own terms. And I got a couple shows left. And I would really like you to, come on, and I won't take up too much of your time, but it would be a nice little closure for me, a guy that I, really grew up admiring, and I sent this note. No, thanks. So I'm like, all right.
Come on. You got to tell us.
I'll pass. No, I
no,
can't.
Thanks.
No.
Send. Come on. Give us a hint.
No. He's
someone you grew
he's
up
originally
admiring.
He's originally from Saskatchewan. The
Rocket?
He's actually really
the Rocket.
No,
was it
God,
Kelly Kirsch? Originally from Saskatchewan.
Yeah. No, and I would understand his reasons for not
is.
wanting to do much press, but anyway. That was my plan. But it didn't work out, so I got to get on the horn now.
You had amazing guests over the span of that show. I was jealous sitting here. I guess I know we were off for a little while you were doing the show, but you had major guests on that show.
Yeah, that was a good part. It worked out, and listen, there was pros and cons about moving all over the country. Like one of them is I feel kind of homeless as a career. Like I loved Calgary, but then I was gone, and I liked Toronto, and then I was gone, and I was in Vancouver, and that didn't go so well. But working all over, you just get to meet different people and get more contacts. And I don't know. I thought with the pod, the one thing that was really therapeutic for me is, I got to do it, and same with you guys. You can do whatever you want, and you can talk about whatever you want, and you can talk about real life, or you can whatever, if you want to swear or like, there's no one to fire you. There's no one to cancel you. And I thought that some of the bigger name guests that came on, it was, it's like, you're not, oh, what's the third line looking like? We could talk about whatever, their experiences or their life or their golf game. I don't know. And I think guys appreciated it. And it was generally, up until today, pretty easy to get guys to say yes. So
we're still so in so many ways. And Rhett was kind of being kind about it there when he was talking about where the show is right now. And we had a call yesterday with guys at the Nation Network, and so this is kind of working. This isn't working. What are we doing here? I like to think that we're kind of that, what is it, the duck when he's on the water side. Above water, we look like we're doing pretty good. Like we got everything together. Under the surface, shit's just going everywhere. Like, oh my God, we're barely keeping things, we're keeping things. But I guess that's part of what this whole thing is, Retro. It's new. We're kind of doing it ourselves. We're getting some help. In some areas we thought there'd be more help, in other areas not so much. But there is something about just hanging your balls out there and giving this thing a shot. There is something kind of, for me, it keeps me up at night. When I get past that, there is something kind of fun and freeing about it.
Shocking that you would stress over it and lose sleep instead of looking at it as opportunity, Dean. So
I don't know how are there going to be gifts under the Christmas tree this year for the kids, honey? I don't know what we're going to do. But no, it's all right. There's life after the media thing, and I don't know. I'm torn because I loved it. In so many ways, I loved doing radio, and it's all I wanted to do was get into. When I was a teenager, I just wanted to be on the radio, and then forever, where else can I go on the radio? And then it just ends, and then people are so what do you do? I have a podcast. There's something about that that's a little. Oh, really? What do you talk about? Crocheting, knitting?
Yeah.
What kind of? Oh, it's about sports. Yeah. Do you do it at home? Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I kind of do it so it's a little bit different. Whereas when you're in the media, oh, you got a radio show, it's kind of it's a pretty good icebreaker. People, oh, what, tell me more, that kind of thing. Whereas any jackass can have a podcast. But I really feel like, and I hope part of you coming on and, Kerr's into the fold and all of that, I feel like we can have the fun element of what was, across the street, as they used to call it, or back in radio, and less of the BS. And I think we're on our way. This show, in so many ways, I feel like there's so many other things going on that I haven't been able to focus as much on the content or the fun side of it, or any of that. I'm just so. Are the cameras working? Is the light on? Can you hear us? Is this thing on? Are we using the right microphones? Like, there's so much effort and time put into that. Once we kind of turn the corner, and I hope we're close, we can get back into doing the NBA updates and the That Stupids and more of that kind of stuff, and have a little bit more fun with it, start to ease more of that in. Because Rhett, I know that's always your thing. It's, again, I hate giving Rhett credit, but he's a good barometer for when we're too sportsy. He'll shoot a text, or he'll say, you know what? We're doing too much. It's too much. We got to start fucking around again. And you're basically 100% batting 1,000 on that.
Well, I just know what I'd want to be listening to. And sometimes when we get into the weeds a little bit, it turns into, somebody just changed the channel. So, which they change it when I start swearing too, which I wasn't
more
going
fart
to
noises.
Do on podcast.
Yeah. Well, you guys are not to just blow smoke up everyone's, ass back and forth, but you guys are, it's very rare because people want to tune into you three guys because you're you, and the subject matter is part of that. But, if you're in the mood to talk about tacos, or you're in the mood to talk about football, or you're in the mood to talk about, it doesn't always have to be, all the intricacies of the Flames. If you guys are interested in what you're talking about and having fun, that's the biggest draw. That's why I like listening, right? I'm a big listener to Barn Burner, when you guys just be in yourselves, and the three of you, and that was the radio show. It was a soap opera every day, and people could tune in, and you were the characters. They had their Joey, they had their Chandler, they had their Monica, right? Like, that's how it was. So Rhett's right on the money there. And it is true, when you're working for a major conglomerate and you have, sponsors and ads to fill and certain, it's kind of like, well, we need to talk about this for this regimented time. And that is the best part of the whole independent, podcast world, is you can really do whatever the hell you feel like in the moment, I think.
Yeah. So the hedge is over. Excuse me. Playoffs are coming. We've got another announcement coming up for an event. We're going to start mixing in pretty soon. I want you to have a little time to not have to watch hockey every night, or to be right on top of it all, because as much as it sounds like that's a great job, it's just a bit of a responsibility. I want to take some time and enjoy yourself and get into your new gig and that, and we'll get you on here, and we'll have some fun soon. All right.
Yeah, but I still love watching hockey. I'm still addicted to it. I go to my local pub because they got a great TV setup. If there's 6 games, I want to watch them all. I like betting on hockey too, so that helps. But I'm available anytime, and also wanted to shout out, because my girlfriend Angie is a big listener to Barn Burner too, and I know we've talked about her a little. She's over playing pro hockey in Switzerland this year, and she just got back from an MRI, and they made the final, but she has an upper body injury, so it looks like her season is done, unfortunately.
God damn it!
It was pretty cool, and
I got her in the pool.
I know. Well, but if she signs for another year, I'm probably going to be over in Switzerland as well next winter for an extended time. So that's another kind of fun life thing on the go.
I don't know if Retro knew that you have a relationship
no clue
with a professional hockey player.
It quickly goes from fun to miserable, but you go do that. That's great.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, she plays pro in Switzerland, and she's also a structural engineer, so she's a bit of a high achiever. So,
wow,
yeah.
So
it's really amazing the financial. It's really amazing the financial freedom I have now to switch jobs.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Yeah, it's tremendous. Wax, love you, buddy. Keep your head high with the hedge and everything else. I'm pumped to have you. We're going to do some fun stuff and working together. I told you it was going to happen, and maybe this is just the start, but I told you it was going to happen again. So here we go. All right.
Thanks, guys. You guys got the great listeners and great viewers, and I'm happy to be part of the team and spend some time with you guys. So
nice. There he is, everybody. Thanks, Wax.
Didn't expect that.
Andrew Walker. I'm pretty proud of that one.
That's pretty good. Wasn't I honestly? I heard his voice in the pre-show, and I'm like, "Oh, Wax is coming on today. That's cool. That's nice. He's going to be part of it. He's good at it."
It was one of those things when Rob, excuse me, I'm trying to keep the volume. When Rob Kerr, when we had him on the show that day, and he had been let go, it was. This guy's a professional. He's got decades in the business. Let's see if we can bring him in. And I know for him, it's kind of, I think it's the same thing where maybe above the water and even sometimes above the water things, he's still finding his way. We have some technical things that we're working through as a company, and it's a little group that we have here. That's the thing. If something ain't working, you Google how to fix it and you do it yourself. There's no fault sheet or get Jeff in here to go under the friggin' millwork and fix it. Turn it off and on and hope, and then we'll Google and beyond that. So it's really all hands on deck, but there is something, the victories feel sweeter and the bad days hurt a little more because you wonder what the hell you're doing. Is this the right thing? But when Wax was saying, and it kind of twofold, right? I think for him, and he talked about it, he didn't spend a lot of time in any one market. It was Calgary, Toronto, and Vancouver. So for him to go back to one of those spots and to start up a show like us, we were very fortunate. We got 10, 12, 15 years or whatever it was in the market. So we had a little bit of equity. He didn't have quite as much, but the guy is as funny, as dry, as smart, as polished a broadcaster as I've had a chance to work with. And I just thought the same thing.
Great.
He can't do it full time. He's got other things going on, but let's go. Let's fit him in. So he's going to be doing stuff. And I know the guys in Edmonton he's already there. Love to have him doing some stuff in studio, around, that sort of thing as well. So Andrew Walker back in the fold. Happy to have it. We'll do the Pinder report minus Pinder coming up here momentarily. I wanted to give a little bit of love to one of our new sponsors that came out a couple weeks ago. Of course, that's the St. Eugene Golf Resort and Casino. I mentioned there's an announcement coming. This isn't an announcement for the St. Eugene Golf Resort and Casino, but I wonder if there might be one coming soon. It just feels like maybe it's one of those things. I don't know. Championship golf course. Mm-hmm. Golf, casino, spa, restaurants, mountains surrounding you in every direction. It's time to discover or rediscover the St. Eugene Golf Resort and Casino. I was thinking about just going out there and getting some sleep, get some fresh air, get a room.
I was so grumpy yesterday. That's all I could think about was just I need a hotel, a spa, and I just want to go from the sauna, get a massage, go have a nap, have some grub, back to the steam room, back to the room, have a nap. Just give me some sleep and some quiet, please.
So that's what you wanted to do. What did you do?
I went to 2 different rinks and then
that's right. Class. They have at St. Eugene their spring swing golf package. Now obviously not golfing yet. April 14th to May 17th. You can book now. $259. You, a friend, a one-night stay, round of golf, power cart. You cannot beat that. Go to the website, steugene.ca. You'll probably do like me. You're going to go to the website. You're going to see the photos and think, oh, that looks all right now. Please get me away from all of this and some tranquility. On Twitter, on Instagram, St. Eugene Resort. Again, the website, steugene.ca, part of the Barn Burner family. Let's get to the Pinder report, a presentation of Village Honda. Online, villagehonda.com. Their detailing packages continue. They start at just $79.95. Protect your vehicle from the harsh elements of winter. Book your details today. I hear that next week's going to be, there's a big temperature swing because it's a chilly one here today. I think we're like minus
Chinook?
17, minus 19. But
Is
I
it a
do
Chinook?
believe we're it could be schnook by next minus 14. By next week, going to be a big swing. So you're going to want to, your vehicle's going to get gross. You're going to want it clean. VillageHonda.com, Northwest Auto Mall, your dealership for life. Here's the Pinder report. I was gonna come in like garb today with a toque and sunglasses, but I didn't have a beard or anything.
Should have had
Just start
Kleenex rammed up your nose.
Yeah,
to go.
just start ranting about the Vancouver Canucks. But we'll start here. Of course, the Calgary Flames, they are off until Friday, doing some scoreboard watching, or at least probably the fans were last night. Minnesota taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Of course, the Wild 1-0 in the shootout, losing 2 nights ago. Up in Winnipeg, doing the Flames a favor. The victory, a 4-2 decision for, there you see it, for Marc-Andre Fleury and the Wild. 46 stops. Wild have points in 11 straight. They've moved into a tie with Dallas for top spot in the Central Division. Dallas has a game in hand. But you saw there, Kirill Kaprizov, left halfway through the third, was taken down by that big Logan Stanley, who is a human, allegedly. But he looks like one of those, grunk. He looks like he'd make those types of noises if you talk to him. Left leg, apparently, for Kirill Kaprizov. So I don't know. It's not
shooting
not
like
good news.
It's not good.
Yeah. There you see it. I thought he was when you got a guy like that sitting on 39. He's gonna get it tonight. He's gonna get this against us tonight. Although I think I had the Wild money line and a Kaprizov point and a win on my Betway Bets yesterday.
I think you did as well, Dean.
I think I did. Well, get well, Carol. The West standings now look like this.
That was helpful. That's a big loss. They keep losing those skids in Winnipeg. I love it.
And again, Jets, it's not like they stunk. They had 46 saves from Marc-Andre Fleury, and they were peppering him early. So there's the standings. You see it, points percentage being what it is. Obviously, points-wise, you've got the Flames there, 4 back. Nashville with the better points percentage, and the Jets, trust me, by the time everybody plays 82, it's all going to work itself out. But if you are unlike Pinder and you like using the points, 4 points separating those two teams, both with 17 games remaining. Winnipeg now heads out on a quick Eastern road swing. They've got games in Florida, Tampa, and Carolina, then back to play Boston. So that's a tough stretch. The Flames, Anaheim, Ottawa Sunday, then on the road in Arizona and Vegas. We're going to know a lot more in a week, Retro. Or maybe we know nothing. Maybe it's all the same thing. But if the Flames have their way, this could be a huge swing week. Because cut the bullshit, right? Florida, Tampa, Carolina, Boston, those are tough teams for the Jets. That's tough teams for anybody. Anaheim, Ottawa, and Arizona, they're all below you in standings. We've said it before, but we've also said if the Flames are going to get back into this thing, everything's got to change. They need better goaltending. They got to play better. So if they can get both of those, then there's no reason why they can't beat those 3 teams.
It's odd to me. Like I'm grateful for it, but this Winnipeg team, they're 10 games over 500, and I would have for quite a while. I'm like, they're going to contend for first place in that division, and they've absolutely plummeted. Mm-hmm. Are they beat to piss with injuries, or what's going on there?
I think I don't know, because Hellebuck has been very good, but I think he was sick for a bit. I can't tell you. We should get Ken Weeb or somebody from Winnipeg to kind of give us the particulars there. But I know Flames fans, they don't care. They're just saying thank you very much and keep it coming. So big game, like we said, we're giving those tickets away. Anaheim on Friday at the Dome. I really wasn't sure if that was going to mean much about a week ago, but that's a big 2 points. With the Wild, Ryan Hartman, you said it yesterday. He had that big 2-hander tomahawk slash on the wrists of Rasmus Andersson in that game on Tuesday. Not a love tap. You predicted a fine, and there you see it. $4,594.59, the maximum allowable under the CBA for the slash.
you gotta make sure if you're gonna you want to get max out of your fine, because if
Yeah.
you're gonna, and so you can get max damage without getting suspended. This is for Hartman probably. It's perfect. I was pissed off.
Yeah.
I got the guy I was mad at. Cost me $5,000. In real life, it would have cost him $5 million. This is money. This is good for
Well,
Hartman.
so that is, to that point, here would be the comparable. So you take the fine and avoid the suspension. Not so lucky for Tony DeAngelo of the Philadelphia Flyers. Remember the shish kebabbing of Corey Perry the other night? He got 2 games for putting it right into the junk of Corey Perry. That 2-game suspension will cost DeAngelo forfeit about $54,000 in salary.
Not as good. Not as good. Nobody
Now,
wants to throw.
45.94, just under $5,000 for the slash. This one, 54,000. But you do get to spear Corey Perry in the balls.
And
He's
if you've
probably
got
got
the
some
kind
of that FU money, right?
I was just going to say, if you've got the kind of dough that DeAngelo probably has, maybe that's money well spent too. I mean, it's
sure.
Corey Perry. Everyone's in, and the rest of the league might chip in. They might chip in.
Well, I was going to say, you tell me, are other Flyer guys throwing in a few grand here and there? Hey, I got 5. I'll give you $2,500. Fuck that guy, right?
Yeah.
So
does it actually come off
for
your paycheck? Because I got suspended and the team paid for it. I don't know how that works. I think there's team fines and personal fines.
Well, you must have been in good standing. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's not.
Well, I could be completely wrong and ridiculous, and they just told me that, so I didn't stress about it.
Well, you know what? That tells you you're making too much goddamn money when you get dinged with that kind of amount. And so I don't even know if it came out of much. Did I get fined for that? What'd you get? What'd you do?
I was so arrogant. Oh, I was a third man in because stupid Chris Gratton wouldn't fight Myers. I'm like, well, you just stand there and take it, or do I have to come in? I had to go in.
Which Myers?
Jamal.
Grant?
No way.
Myers. Yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't be going third man in. You want to fight Brant Myers? Go ahead. You got this one, bad boy. The Minnesota High School State Hockey Championships are on, and you may not know much about it. Of course, we know Minnesota. It's big with high school hockey. If you go to the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul, they've got a whole bunch of jerseys kind of rung around one of the main concourse areas, and it's all the high school teams, I believe, from the state of Minnesota. And you'll see some highlights of it every year. Again, maybe not knowing it, but these teenage beauties go out of their way. They know there's TV cameras and there's going to be some press and some attention. So what do? You haul out a mullet. Maybe you go with the dye job or the greasy mustache or whatever. Dude, hey, Sarah, prom ? On the blade of his stick.
I like it.
Hey, shoot your shot, right? Shoot your shot. Apparently she said yes. So well done. I think the boys will probably rib him a little bit, unless Sarah's, wow, right? She said yes. Look at, hey. So to those two, I hope they make it. I hope it works.
Yeah, boy, it's a long term, yes, for sure.
I'm really rooting for them. Yeah.
They had the high school hockey here, but no one got asked to go to prom. So big deal around here. Although everybody hears moaning that the high school hockey caliber has deteriorated because there's other options for kids to go play. So it's a big.
It's weird that hockey parents would have their shit in a twist over stuff like that.
Yeah,
it seems very odd. Oh, the caliber of this, you got to travel to go here. Did you go to the prom? Did you have a prom?
No, I went to the NHL drafting. Honestly, it was the exact same day.
You win.
It was the exact same day, and I wasn't graduating, so I wasn't overly excited to go to the whatever grad. That too.
Nah, to hell with it.
I was invited. I had someone to go with, but sorry.
Yeah, you win. That's all right.
But I did have to go to flipping Hart. I had to go to effing Hartford for it. I would have Marion Graham grad would have been better. That's the thing. Back then, when you're that age, it would hurt not to go to
to grad or to prom, all your buddies and everything like that. It'd be tough.
Okay, so I was going to ask you about this because it's coming up here. Everybody gets excited about it. It meant nothing to me. And down in the States, I'm derailing the Pinder report, but down in the States, you got people saying, you got to go to this high school and my alma mater. And they're like entrenched in high school. I'm like, I've never had anyone in the world ask me what high school I went. Like, what high school you go to? I don't know. Some shitty high school down the street. What do you think?
I'm small town, so everybody went to that high school. And then when you leave, it's like, no, why would you ever want to go back there? There's not quite the same pride that you have, I think, there for anything. Obviously, college and high school and all that sort of thing. And I know for us, small town grad was a big thing. Everybody rented tuxes, and it was a big deal because everybody knew everybody. When everyone's getting called up for diplomas and the year is over and everyone goes off to work and be an adult, you know everybody and you have your entire life. But prom was not a big deal. It was kind of just there because it was something you did.
Anyway, all of it's ridiculous to me in a way because I didn't get to participate in most of it. So
we had grad camp out about a month before grad. Everybody would go to somebody's farmyard, and inevitably there's a big fire that gets out of control. A couple guys have trucks that are jacked up with stereo systems in them. And there's some lights, shining, and the headlights. And then there's a fight and somebody falls in the fire. And then your chick is missing for a couple hours. And then she shows up. It's like, where were you? It's like, I was talking to somebody. It's like, you bitch, I can't. And then you get into a fight and you go home and it's over.
Hey, success everywhere, all around. Everybody had a good time. You got to fight, and she got to have fun.
Yeah. How about those Calgary Wranglers, Rhett? Victorious once again, 40th win of the season. 40.
4. Oh, 40. Wow. These guys 40? Are good.
Look at that. 39 saves for Dustin Wolf.
Keith Kincaid is still kicking
Old Keith Kincaid. Yeah, he got dealt a couple weeks ago. Old Keith Kincaid. But for the for the Wranglers, that's 40 wins, and yes, Mr. Wolf improving his record to 33-9-2 on the season.
Not bad. Mm-hmm. Not bad.
Yeah, he'll take it. Now the Wranglers on the road, heading to California. They'll take on the Ontario Reign. Spelt differently. R-E something. They play them on Friday. Now, Pinder threw this one into the Pinder report because you know how he is. He's loving the new wave of jerseys. We see them for whatever comes up. A lot of teams are wearing them in warm up to celebrate a certain, whatever it is. I don't want to. I'm making it sound like it's of no consequence, but there was Pride and there was Black Lives Matter and all kinds of different things, but we're seeing a lot of them now, and a lot of time and energy and effort is being put into designing jerseys and making them look good, bringing people into the fold for whatever cause it affects them, getting those artists involved in putting together the jerseys. The Rapid City Rush are in South Dakota. They play in the East Coast Hockey League, and I'm not sure who designed these jerseys, but coming up on Saturday, it's wrestling night. Wow. And the Rapid City Rush have their Rush-A-Mania jerseys. And if you're not watching on the YouTubes, they are like the Hulkamania homage. They've got the red tank top. There's a belt, championship belt on there. It says Rush-A-Mania. And then the socks have kind of what you would expect, the Hogan tights, and then the yellow boots. So it's going to be something, brother, coming up on Saturday for the
hey, brother.
Rapid City Rush, brother. I don't mind it. Have some fun.
I think that's been our thing all along, Dean. Is if you're trying to have fun, and if you don't want to have fun, please just turn the dial and stay at home and don't participate. But having fun,
all these things are a lot easier when you take that stick out of your butt and just try and
Mhm.
enjoy yourself. Yeah,
Mhm.
those are awesome. Those are awesome. This was also put in by Pinder, being it's the Pinder report, but it says this is for you. Of course, the Briar continues in London, Ontario, and the Alberta sides off to a great start. There you see the standings: Manitoba 7-0, Alberta 6-1, and there's some
Who's
WC2s
representing
and some.
Alberta?
Yeah, I don't know.
Good. Excellent. I guess it's
Randy
not your
Furby?
report. It's not your fault.
Well,
Eugene Ritzik?
Pinder sends the Pinder report, and he's got like a list of. I should show you. Donkey. Can you see? That's the Pinder report. I can cover the email. No notes. I don't know what any of it's about. She said yes. Hartman fined. West standings. Van Vliet. So then I'm
He's
hunting
sick.
down all the.
Don't worry about it. He's sick. Come on. Poor guy.
So there's your Briar standings. And this one I didn't know where to go for notes on this. So the final one says, Shad Khan selling yacht. Now, Shad Khan is the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is a multi-billionaire and owns a lot of things, apparently including a yacht, which he sold for $200 million. You want to talk about FU money? Tony D'Angelo may have 50 grand to spear Corey Perry. If you're dropping 200 mil on a boat, you've got FU money. God almighty. Because here's the
too
thing.
much money.
As you found out, you can buy the boat, but then you gotta fill it with gas. You gotta take it out. That thing ain't driving himself.
These rotten bastards, they buy the 200 million boat, and then they buy the $200 million property just to have a flipping place to park it.
Yeah, and then
your moorage would be staggering.
It would be. You take that out to the shoe swap. Good Lord, where are you parking that thing? Right?
What kind of trailer you need
Mara
to haul
Lake?
that bastard?
Be terrible on the Trans-Canada. What kind of a truck are you hauling that thing with? Then you need the helicopter to land on it, because you're not just, it's going to take us 4 days to get out to port or out to sea.
No.
You start driving, I'll take the helicopter. You're going to need
get there
someone
when I
to
get
drive
there.
it. You got to have someone cook you some meals in that thing and snacks.
Good snacks. Fresh fish, Dean. You'd have fresh fish all you want.
Do you think he made money, or did he lose? Or did he do like you and lost his hat selling his?
I don't know how like you can't it can't go up in value, can it?
I don't think so, but
right.
I'm not super familiar with the super yacht market.
Maybe that's a little.
These guys don't know what they're talking about. I only spent $165 million. You asshats. Well, congrats, Shad. Either way, does that just direct deposit into your checking? How do you get paid $200 million for selling your?
Certainly, there's an
account. You get a cashier's check.
It has to go to an account in Switzerland. I don't think it's going to your local credit union.
Just need to drop by the Royal. Drop by Scotiabank on the way over. I'll have that check for you. That is the Pinder
Team
report.
Alberta. The reason Pinder is including the Briar in his report. Kevin Cooey from the Glencoe Curling Club.
Ah, there it is. There it is. It's the Pinder report, brought to you by Village Honda. The all-new 2023 Honda Accord is it's got the automobile world buzzing. The all-new generation redefined sophistication. They've done everything. You look at it, you sit in it, smells different, looks different. The whole thing is great. Google built-in, hybrid powertrain, optional, of course. And we just might be making a visit there soon to celebrate the arrival of the new Honda Accord at the Northwest Auto Mall, villagehonda.com. Our buddies up at Village Honda. We have been, Pinder's been modeling the Pindy Blasty in the studio. The autographed Elias Lindholm Blasty jersey, which again, I said, you see them on TV and you see when it's got the full-on, the name bar and the numbers, it's awesome. Now, you wore these, right? Back in the day, we've talked about this. You had one? Did you appreciate it then, or was it
I
just
did
kind of one of
not. I
those things like, oh,
actually
it's a New
kind of
Jersey?
I thought they were kind of gross, to be honest with you. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, these are kind of weird looking things, but whatever.
But whatever. Yeah. Hearing Loss Clinic, Old Rhodesy, Travis Rhodes, and everybody at Hearing Loss Clinic, they've been helping people basically change their lives. If you deal with any sort of hearing loss, a hearing impairment, you know how frustrating and alienating it can be. You're out at an event, you're at a club, you're at a restaurant, and you can't hear, and you just kind of distance yourself. This is about being confident. It's about becoming more connected, more socially active, and just improving your life. It's men and women of all ages. Children even can suffer from hearing loss, and you may be dealing with it and not know it. Hearingloss.ca. Get your assessment done. Book yourself in on Twitter at The Hearing Loss, Instagram, The Hearing Loss Clinic. They are our partners for Calgary locations and the jersey supplied by them. Congrats to Cam Creighton. Cameron is the winner. He got in on our social media. We've been about a week, I guess. We've been showing you that thing. So congrats to Cam. Someone will be in contact with you on how to get your Elias Lindholm autographed jersey and stay there, because I know we've got another one. Maybe by next week we'll fire that boy out.
Another giveaway
So
or another jersey?
Another jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, Hearing Loss. They dropped off a couple jerseys at the studio. Said, why don't you give these guys away? We said, why wouldn't we? It's a very good point by you, Rhodesy. So we'll have another jersey giveaway coming up maybe next week. So we are ready for the other announcement. I got you with the first one.
Man,
you didn't know Andrew Walker.
Today.
Yeah. Andrew Walker, part of the, how's our time? We're good. Andrew Walker joining the fold, our new special correspondent. This, I guess before Christmas, we said one of the things when we started Barn Burner, want to do things kind of our own way, do things differently, whatever, but we wanted to make sure that we consistently give back if we can, do some things that are fun. We want to have fun with this whole thing, but incorporate a way to give back to some people. And we're going to start with, it's an event. It's not new. We're kind of putting the booster cables to it, and we're bringing it back to life. COVID kind of sucks the life out of a lot of things, but between the change in location for us professionally and COVID, we're excited to bring it back. This was one of your ideas. You're an idea guy. Going back, as I recall, this was a Warner idea.
I was downtown at the rink the other day, and I was coming up with ideas, and one of the guys down there said, geez, you're a real idea guy.
Is that right? Hey, yeah. When you got it, kid. That's a gift. You use that gift.
Yeah. Gift would be if you did something with the ideas, which I tend to.
Well, here we are. We are happy to announce, in a way, it's the return, but for us, it is the inaugural Barn Burner playoff draft. We've got the date locked down. We've got the logo. There it is. Friday, April 14th at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. It's the return of the playoff draft in support of kids sport. We have done this in the past at the other location and had great success with it. They were awesome evenings. We had a ton of fun, and this one is going to be great again. You were really drunk at the last one.
Don't recall.
Yeah.
I get anxiety, so I drink. So it must have been that.
Yeah, crowd, right? Bunch of people around. You'd be really awkward.
7 people and above. I need something to help me get through.
So what is the playoff draft? Well, we try and simulate and recreate the NHL draft, and it's stupid. We get the tables are set up. It's teams of 8, and each team is going to have their own draft table. And we encourage you, get dressed up if you want, whatever you want to wear. We may even have prizes for creativity, but everyone's got their lanyard. Everyone's at the table. You'll have pens and papers and draft lists. We've got the draft board up. We've got the podium set up where every team will make their first round selection. And there's going to be some food. We might have a drink or two for you. There's going to be that included as well. Some prize money to the winner to be determined. We're going to kind of see with how it all kind of shakes out. I have it on pretty good authority just by the rumor mill already, because we got the logo and we involved kids sport, and that we are expecting this to be a sellout. We will be putting the teams on sale next week, let's say Monday, and if not Monday, it's going to be next week, but we just wanted to get it out there and get people talking and thinking about it.
And I'll be
and you'll
damned
also
if
get
I'm
entry,
not
I
gonna
believe.
be there. I'm
I
going to
know.
be there for shizzle.
Damn right. Friday, April 14th at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. And I believe that's the last night of the regular season. There might be 2 or 3 games that night, but we're hoping that by then everything's going to be locked down and figured out. So, and we can probably take a look. I'm not even sure the teams, but either way, by then we're going to know who's in, who's out. We're going to have the teams of 8 and have a hell of a time and raising money for kids sport. We did it, I think, twice at the radio station. And a nice little check was cut every single year for kids sport. Kevin Webster, great guy. Met with Kevin, and we've got a number of things we're going to be doing with kids sport. We're happy to be back on board with those guys because the men and women there, if you've ever been to a kids sport event, the most recent one for me was the Brian Burke target shooting for kids.
Yes.
The volunteers, the organization, how everything runs, they're almost second to none. You don't come back to events if they're janky and run too long and aren't done well. They do everything so well. So we're pumped to be back with kids sport and doing stuff with them. And it'll be at the casino on the 14th. And thank you to the Grey Eagle, another one of our partners, who said, yes, what do we need to do to make this thing a reality? And Sheldon and everybody over at the event center and just everybody there have been so good to us. So we're looking forward to it. And I think also
a fun one.
When we did the last one, now of course we're no longer with the radio station, but we did one there. And one of the things that you got as you were the winning team, you got a prize. So there was a purse and entry to the next year event. And then COVID hit, and obviously things have changed, but we thought it was only right that we go back. It was Boomer and Warner. It's Boomer and Warner again, sort of. So we have extended the invitation, and they have accepted. The champions of our most recent playoff draft will be part of this one once again. So awesome to have everybody back in. I think Kevin kind of did a quick canvas of some of the teams that were in last time. Are you guys? We're doing it again. Just curious if you'd be in.
Back.
We're at about 100. We're at about 100% clip. Yeah, everybody's back in. Yeah. So teams
you don't
of 8.
Want to miss this one.
You betcha. It's $1,500 is the entry fee. It's 8 guys. It's a hell of a night. And it doesn't end after the final pick is selected. Did I mention we're at the casino, by the way? It's a great night. And again, it's all for kids sports. So that's the cool part of it. So we're looking forward to it, buddy. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks to Sheldon at the casino. And we're looking forward to getting this thing going. I think the Wolverine was saying we're going to go to the Nation Gear website, and all the info will be there, and we'll let you know exactly what time we're going to open the teams for sale. But it's not going to take long because I think there's only so many players you can select, right? Before you you don't want it to be you're taking fourth liners, and there's 16 teams. Is every team going to have a goalie? So you don't want it to be one of those things where it runs too long. We're going to put a cap on the number of teams. That's right. You were hammered last time. Hey, I remember you and Kron were not a disaster. Yeah, it was. You were drinking those short glasses. It was like if the glass was here, look about right there.
What, I mean, don't judge.
Doing a lot of those.
Was I on a team?
No, you were on the mic.
Oh, that doesn't.
You were at one of the podiums. No. It's one of the things, take it all back. I'm happy to get back doing this sort of stuff and I give you credit for it again. God, you've gotten a lot of credit from me today. That's enough. Pinder, get back in this show. Even balance things out. But this is it's not identical. But in Saskatchewan, right, they did a big kind of a playoff draft, and it was a big thing. Yeah.
They do a huge one. I think it's is it Warman or Martinsville, one of the small towns? And I think it's probably one of those things that started semi-small and just continue to grow. And now I think the purse is massive. Like, it's a big deal, and it's a great party. Everyone loves it. That's the thing. It's fun, and then it keeps you involved for the whole playoffs. Even if your team happens to lose out, you still got your players and you got your friends that are involved. There are 8 guys. It keeps you interested.
Because guys get looking forward to it, and they do their strategizing, even though you don't know. And how do you know where you pick? We'll have those details. There's a method as to how that's going to go, and there's going to be some wrinkles and some things that are going to be fun with it. Don't finish last. It's probably a good idea. You never want to finish last. I remember Glenmore Audi finished last, I think, in the last one they did, and we ended up having, I believe we had a seafood tower in Phoenix.
Jerry. Come on, Jerry.
Come on, Jerry. Awesome. So we're gonna have some fun, and this is what it's all about, buddy. It's gonna be a good night. How much is the winning? How much is the purse? No one asks that, which is also kind of the cool thing. There's going to be a cash prize, and you'll get to come back, but it's never really about that. So that is good. Looking forward to it. And yes, you will be there. It'll be good to have you back.
Yes, I will be there. I'll be on a podium, drunk and pretending to talk.
I wanted to give some love. It's a day of announcements. Now, I'm not announcing anything, but again, much like St. Eugene, I'm hearing things. Our buddy Greg Keller at Bonton Meat. About 3 weeks ago, I was on Deerfoot heading home. Phone rings. It's Greg. He's like, "Hey, I'm thinking of doing something. You guys want to be part of it?" Nice, dude. Of course we do. Of course we do. He's like, "Because I got a thing, and I think I want to do it. So we're going to do it." So I checked in with him earlier this week. He's just waiting on some nailing some things down. But there again, it's going to be another fun event done for the right reasons, and something that took a hiatus that maybe was in danger of not coming back that's going to be coming back. And I'll tell you, there's not many people whose heart is in more of the right place than Greg Keller. A Calgary tradition since 1921, 28 Crowfoot Circle Northwest. I know you're looking forward to going back up there. He's looking forward to seeing you. He misses you. Everybody misses you.
I might just.
But for him, you've cost him thousands of dollars by moving. His bottom line is taking a real shit kicking.
I'm coming back Easter time. I'll be spending a lot of money at that joint.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places. It's truly a throwback. We've talked about it. It's kind of like going back in time. Everyone's dressed in the same garb. You got the bow ties. They wrap the meat in the paper with the string, and it's classic. And the bonus is it's the best product that you're going to find anywhere. If you care at all about quality and what you put in your body and eating things that taste good, then Bonton Meats. Bonton Meats.
I got ideas for that thing for Greg and Bonton too. We did one here. It was a ton of fun, but we'll have to discuss.
So many ideas, Rhett. You're an idea.
Ideas. Too many ideas.
Yeah.
Too
many ideas. Let's I got to pivot here. I got to do one of these because I've got my screen. It's time to do some Ask Rhett. Are you feeling it? Are you ready for it?
Yes. I almost forgot we had left. Do it.
HopeStreet.ca, Hope Street Rental Property Management. Shaman and the group over there doing a ton of good work. You talk about people that are busy. The Wolverine contacted Shaman with Hope Street, and he's like, "Hey, we're just checking in to say hi and see how things are going." And I don't know, he was literally like racing to do, "Hey, how you doing? I don't have time. Yeah, everything's good. Loving it. Talk to you later." So it's good. HopeStreet.ca. It's all you need to know. Things are good.
I feel bad because Shaman wanted me to reach out to someone, and I reached out, and the rotten bugger won't reply. He must be mad at me.
See. Book a virtual meeting online. Let Hope Street get to work for you. Canada's Property Manager of the Year. Locations in Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary. Premium rental rates. It's one of the headaches. It's one of the things I think you probably ask anybody about renting things out is having to look after it. Let Hope Street do it. HopeStreet.ca. Time for Ask Rhett. Hey, Rhett, have you ever sat down for a beer with Daryl, Big D? If so, is it enjoyable, and does he have some good stories when he lets his hair down?
Small town farmer conversation. It's wonderful. That's what I grew up with. I can relate to it, and it is a great time. Typically, it's not a beer, it's a whiskey.
And don't talk hockey. That's the key with a lot of those guys. Anything but. And that's the thing. That was, I think it was Damon who emailed in. He'd want to talk about 04 and different things. Daryl doesn't want to talk about that stuff.
No.
Cattle, being a grandpa, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
don't
he'd
know
want to
what
talk
kind of moisture we got in the ground here. Getting any rain? Come on.
Yeah.
Lots of questions.
Where are we here? There's a few. Hey, Rhett, who does Boom want to see in that last playoff spot, Calgary or Winnipeg?
I was going to bring this up eventually. He's probably in a no-lose situation. If the Flames get in, it's good for his lifestyle. It's good for the show. It's good for the city. He's a big Calgary guy. On the other side, his heart will be full of Jets, if they happen to get there. So, yeah, he can't lose. It's a wonderful spot for the Boom Boom.
I get very unfairly painted with this brush. I live in Calgary. You don't even live here. I mean, what are we talking? Yeah, you played for the. You don't even live here.
I live
I'm
nowhere near. I know, but I live nowhere near Saskatchewan, and I'm a Rough Rider guy. That's the same. If you're from, and you know what? If you're from Manitoba and the Jets were there, and you should be a Jets fan. Damn it. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay. You got to cheer for teams. Show me your tattoo.
I would be very happy.
Show me your tattoo.
Yeah. Let's get the Flames in. All right, that's what I'm telling you, Jay. Let's get the Flames in. I was just fine with a 4-2 Jets loss last night. Just fine. Get in there, and now don't lose to Anaheim, for God's sake.
They've only broke your heart a bunch of times, those damn Jets. So anyway,
no, hardly ever. Hey, this is a longtime listener from the other place. Hey there, Rhett. The GTA. What is it?
I don't know. I still don't know. I was trying to be funny, but I don't think the person I talked to knew what he was walking into there. So it almost felt a bit.
We had Derek Wills on, and Rhett has a disdain for Ontario and so that whole kind of area. And I think Derek, unbeknownst to Derek was in a no-win situation, happened to mention the GTA, which just immediately puts Rhett in the sourpuss. Hey, Derek, GTA, what is it? You're very grumpy with him right off the start.
It's not. Well, he broke poor Peter Marr. Anyway.
Well, I don't think he had much to do with that. This is Jay. Needs you to do a little bit of legwork for him. Hello, Rhett. I love your rants. Where can I get a fitted Buffalo Sabres hat in Calgary or Canada? I'm looking for a size 7 and 5/8. I can't find one anywhere, not even on NHL.com. Thanks, from Jay.
That's a massive noggin.
Is it?
7 5/8? Like, that's almost 8.
I feel like a lot of guys that listen to our show would have 7 5/8.
That's a huge noggin.
I mean,
that is.
Right?
Oh.
So is there a mall or something? Can you bring one home? You're coming back, you said. Jay would probably love it if you could scoop a big 7 5/8 Buffalo Sabres hat for him, because he can't find one, not even on NHL.com.
He wants a Sabres hat?
A fitted Sabres hat.
All right, I'll look around.
Mm-hmm.
There's one. I actually think I can see one in my kitchen right now. But I don't know if it's 7 and 5/8. That's a rarity, man. Special order.
Do you like the fitteds, or are you a snapback kind of guy?
I'm a snapback kind of guy.
Yeah.
I find the fitteds over time, they get loose and then they just flop around too much.
Yeah. Get all sweaty. I don't know. This is from Brian, if he was listening to us talking about gray hair the other day.
Sutter?
No. When my kids were little, I started getting gray on the sides. They threw Just for Men in the cart, which I didn't notice until I got to the checkout. I bought it, used it, and I looked like I was wearing a CCM helmet after it was done. Jet black.
Yes.
So, would you dye your hair? And if so, please do it on the podcast. See, I don't think you're in any shape. I don't think you're in any danger of needing to do that. Your beard is very salt and pepper. But are you through?
Maybe we'll try it on the beard, because there's that stuff just for beards and mustaches, isn't there? Maybe I'll do that first, see if it works.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. God. I'm losing it. It's thin. It's
age
gray.
gracefully.
I'm a
Age gracefully. Let's not fight this. It's going to happen.
Now this is from Bruce. This is a lot. More of a rant than anything else. I just think, again, some people, they just need to talk to you to get stuff off their chest. Rhett, how is it that goaltenders are 7 feet tall? They're on their knees and still getting scored on over their shoulder, short side. I shout, STFU. Stand the fuck up is all I ask. I understand the butterfly when the play moves to the center of the ice, but on the goal line or from the corners, never, I mean, never should a goal go in over your shoulder, stand up and hug the goddamn post. So not a question. I didn't really see it. He asked, how are they 7 feet tall and they're getting beat over the shoulder? I guess, do you have any hard and fast opinion on
Bruce? Pinder says
beat?
it often. The goaltenders are voodoo and things happen to them and they're awkward and they act stupid and they can't be. If they would be more normal, I would try to interact with them more and find out for you. But I was told very early on with Beezer in the room in Florida, just space. Give them their space. Let them do whatever they need to do. So I've used that philosophy through the rest of my career, and it served me well. Do not read into goaltending. It's you can feel the frustration in Bruce's message there, right?
Can't you?
So
yeah,
just let it go.
I feel like Bruce has probably got more on his mind. I bet you, because I'm just thinking,
passion.
If there's that kind of passion for goalies getting beat short side, top corner, there might be some other things that really kind of rub him the wrong way in life. Maybe.
Yeah. I tried to analyze our 13-year-old goaltenders the other day, and I started watching, and then I thought to myself, who the F do you think you are going to break down goaltending? So I went and moved pucks. This is stupidity.
See, know your role. Don't stick your nose in where it doesn't belong.
No.
There you go. So sorry, Bruce. I'm not sure if that really helped you out. But by all means, next week, email back in. Ask Rhett at FlamesNation.ca. This one, hey, Rhett, looking for ideas on how to spice up my love life in the bedroom. Any idea? Well, that was from last week.
Yeah. The only thing that's ever worked for me is drinks. So good luck.
Jesus. Yeah. All right. That's Ask Rhett. Brought to you by Hope Street. Her or you?
I think she has to drink to get over the disappointment.
Aren't you having any? No. Drink up, baby. Book a virtual meeting online. Let Hope Street get to work for you. Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary. One of the most successful businesses, quite honestly, in Canada. Canada's Property Manager of the Year. Retro, the website, of course, is
HopeStreet.ca. I'm way better at that. Goodrow. He was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know if his heart was in it.
No. Mm-mm.
I almost wondered at a certain point, did they know he was being recorded? Because I thought if you did and you knew what it was for, you'd kind of give it a little bit of oomph, you know? It almost felt like he was just kind of mailing that in. But see, and Bruce wouldn't be happy with Jake Ottinger because Goodrow beat him over. Now, I don't know if Ottinger's 7 feet tall, but he beats him over the shoulder. You're a butterfly goaltender. Stand up and hug the goddamn post.
I'm not convinced any of them are 7 feet tall, but I get what he's alluding to. I understand what he's trying to say. They're very big. They're big people.
Betway Bets of the day. No Pinder today, so I'm going solo. Now, again, not tooting the horn, but got both of them yesterday. Had the Wild winning and a Kaprizov point in the Wild win, so 2 for 2 yesterday. Tonight, the Edmonton Oilers and the Boston Bruins. A battle. This one's in Boston. And are they not going for the record? What's their... can they hit the...
11 or something in a row, so...
God. It's the Bruins world, and we're just living in it. Yeah, they can win their 50th game of the season in their 63rd game tonight to be the fastest any team has done it. I'm going to go with McDavid and Pasternak. If they both score, this one will hit at plus 250. And I just think Boston's very good. I'm going to go the Bruins minus 1.5. So if they win by 2, I will cash in at the tune of plus 130. Those are my Betway bets of the day for Thursday, March the 9th.
I'll give one. I don't know what. I don't have the bet. I can't get it down here, but
I can take
Sabres. Sabres are going to win over the Stars, and it's going to be an over. Over 6.5, I think.
There are 11 games tonight. The Dallas Stars at the Buffalo Sabres. The over and under, the over under 6.5. You'd be getting plus 137 on the Buffalo Sabres. So for context, if you took that bet, what are we putting? How much? What's your standard unit when you're betting? It's always $100. Yeah. Okay, so your $100 bet on the Buffalo Sabres now winning whenever shootout, regulation, overtime, $237.50.
Love it. Absolutely. And it's going to go way better than the last time I offered advice on the Sabres game.
Yeah,
it was I think it was also an over. I mean,
it was over. Yeah. He really felt like the Sabres were due. And who was it against?
Boston. They had the big trip back, and Pasternak had just signed. They didn't have any time in between games after coming back from the West. They got to be tired, and the Sabres had beat Boston in Boston already this year, and they just lost to Columbus. Blah 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 blah. I had many well thought out reasons. But it was a 7-1 loss, and I was unaware that Darlene and Alex Tuck were not dressing for that game.
In fairness, that might have made it 7-2 or 3. Right? Which again, it's over 6.5. So if you were just betting the over, you'd have been just fine. There you go, buddies. That's our Betway bets of the day. Get that Betway app and play along yourself. That'll do it for today's program. Hoping Pinder will be back tomorrow. Feeling better with any luck.
Actually,
he did not look good yesterday. He was very, very white, very. I don't know what very creamy. The dark beard and the light skin there was a lot of contrast.
Have a lot of contrast there.
A lot of contrast for sure.
I gotta say something later. Before we go. A dear friend of mine lost his father, Mr. Chesla. We're thinking of you. Sad news, and hope the family's doing well.
Take care, Kel. Thinking about you, and thinking about all of you. Have a good Thursday. Back with the Friday edition tomorrow. See you, buddies.